Ever feel like you don't fit in anymore? The awakening process can be lonely. So, this is very common during the awakening process. You start to feel like all of a sudden that normal banter and the conversations that you used to have with people just feels hollow. And sometimes this almost feels like it's unbearable to be around people sometimes. And it's kind of hard to put your finger on what exactly has changed. Just suddenly, it's like you used to be able to, get along with people and have these normal conversations, but all of a sudden you just feel like you just don't fit in anymore. And this phase can kind of go and then come back and then go and come back. And so it's not something that happens and it's a one and done deal. It's something that you start to feel, and then you kind of go through this phase, and then you have this other wave that kind of comes through. So it is kind of this iterative process, or like it has been for me at least. But I just want to let you know that this is normal. This is something that is just part of the awakening process. And I want to offer a few tips that have kind of helped me navigate that. And so, when it comes to different relationships in your life, you're going to have people that you're acquaintances with, such as coworkers. And so, you may have been able to engage in these conversations, and now it just kind of seems hollow, and you just don't want to be engaged with these types of conversations anymore. And I would just say that, for these types of instances, it's always good to continue to maintain a professional relationship. And you may want to limit maybe your outside activities with these people if you used to go and hang out after work or maybe even on the weekends. It's okay to take time for yourself and, kind of get more in tune with what's going on with you internally. And then when it comes to family, this is another big area where you can also start to limit your time around them if you find that you're also feeling this kind of lack of resonance, and you really just want to spend time trying to learn and grow on your own. Now, when it comes to friendships, what I have observed in my own life is that I have gone through different groups of people that I resonated with and then I didn't, and that's normal. This is part of the awakening. Everybody is on their own journey, and so you're going to resonate with certain people along the way, and then as you grow and change, or as they grow and change, you may grow apart, or then you may come back together at another time. But this is normal. It's just your energy is changing and shifting, and it will go through this process as you start to awaken. So, when it comes to friendships, I think one thing that's important to recognize is, you're going through this awakening process, and they may not understand it, and they may not be going through it as well. And that's okay. That doesn't mean that, you shouldn't be friends with them anymore. I think the things to look for when it comes to navigating the spiritual awakening and friendships is to really focus on the core values that you share. And then also, even if you're not aligned spiritually, maybe you also have things in common that you enjoy talking about. So it doesn't have to be this doesn't work out for me, I'm going this direction. Really, you have to look at, the core values that you have. Is this person somebody that you can rely on? Is it somebody that also feels compassion, also, is filled with integrity or being honest? You have to kind of look at those core values and see if that relationship continues to align with how you feel. But I just wanted to acknowledge this part of the process because it can be very challenging. I think, sometimes it almost feels like unbearable. And, I don't know exactly what causes that, where it's like you just don't want to be involved in some of these conversations anymore. And so I think it's okay to acknowledge that, and it's not something that you necessarily have to make a big to do about. It's just a matter of kind of slowly exiting the scene and focusing on, your own internal world, journaling, maybe looking for friendships and activities that really support you on your awakening journey. So that's it for today. Make sure to stay around and subscribe for more tips along your spiritual awakening journey. Thanks.